Hi, I'm Caroline. I'm the maker behind Winged Flight Jewelry. For those of you who don't know, I'm doing a Bead Advent Calendar Challenge. My husband is secretly picking beads from my bead stash and filling each day. And I am making a project or projects with the beads that he puts in. So today's day 20. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what he's picked out. Okay, so here's day 20. Let's take a look. Ooh, oh, these are cool. These are definitely, oh, I don't even remember this one. I don't actually think I know any of these. They're really cool. That orange one is nifty, multicolored, but yeah, tropical all the way. It's kind of making me think of like a lemon and a tangerine. And then we have like the color of really kind of oceany water. And then this one looks like candy to me, kind of. Okay, so I'm going to get to the bead mat and get started. So here's the pattern I came up with. Seed bead, and these are 6/0 check silver lined ABC beads. And agate in magenta, another seed bead. These are this is check glass, not agate. Check glass magenta colored bead, and then another seed bead, and then these are crackle agate gemstones in a whole variety of colors. So I found they're all different, so I found two that are kind of the same shape and used those, and then another seed bead, and then a check glass. These are actually called teal water mix, which is appropriate because that's what they made me think of, and then maybe a seed bead at the bottom. So I figured I would just string this up, see if I like it, and then complete one earring and then do the other one off camera. So I'm just stringing onto a 6-inch piece of 20 gauge wire. I don't know why, but I love cutting 6-inch pieces of wire. It seems to be a good amount, but not excessive. So let's see. What do I think about that? That's kind of long for an earring. But it is pretty fun. So, all right. I'm gonna make a loop at the bottom and then hold it up and see how long I think it is, or not. I don't have to think how long it is. I can check. I'll just measure it. So I'm just going to undo all of these as I started falling off the wire anyways. And I'm just going to make a loop with my round nose pliers here. Here we go. Make sure it's not, the end is not sticking up. And then just make a loop and fold it back to make like an eye pin. You can see that. I'm going to fold it back even a little bit more, like that. And then now I'm going to string the beads back on and see what I think without having to hold the beads in place. This agate makes me think of the beach. This bead could be, you know, a flower at the beach. We're in the tropics again. Somewhere in the tropics. Okay. I'm just going to see if I can straighten this out a little bit because it is wonky in my I am not a fan of wonky unless that is the intention. Okay. Wow, this is not easy to get this wire straight at all. There we go. There, that's better. Now, what do we think? I think that's kind of fun. Very simple, but I think it's cool looking. All right, let's see how long this is. Here's my handy dandy 6-inch ruler. Let's take a peek. About 2 inches without finishing the top. So, well, if I grab one of my gnome earrings that I made for reference, that is a decent bit longer than my gnome. Okay, so I think I'm still going to try it. It might end up being too long, but I'm still going to try it. So, okay, here we go. I'll grab my pliers again. Actually, I'm going to grab my one-step looper, and we're going to loop this. Let's see. So, put the wire into the one end of the looper, and then, oops, don't capture the beads. Leave a tiny bit of space. I want to make sure the loops are going in the same direction. There we go. And cut. There we go. All right. I'm just going to fix that loop. Bring it around those pliers. That apparently was a lot of extra wire left, so I'm just going to make my loop bigger. It needs to be even bigger. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to center it. That's the only problem. Sometimes, if you're not careful with the one-step looper, you end up leaving a lot of extra wire that you didn't intend to leave. So, okay, that's better. Make one more adjustment here. Yeah, I need to adjust this. I don't want the beads necessarily moving around. Just realized I have not been looking at the camera at all. I've been looking at the beads, so I very well may have gone off focus for that. And if I did, I apologize. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it does not. Okay. I have to make this loop even bigger. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why they're turning around. That's really kind of annoying. Yeah. Okay, well, that's the best I can do, I think. Okay, so I guess they're just going to be turning around. It's kind of annoying, though. Oh, well. I'm not really sure what to do about that, but okay. So that's that, and then just going to add the ear wire, a jump ring rather, and then an ear wire. Okay, now I'm going to open my jump ring and my ear wire. Come back over here. So once again, front this way, not that way, because that will destroy your jump ring. And then pop that on here, pop the ear wire on, close up the loop, and my finished earring is done. That's pretty cool. Hopefully the middle bead won't be turning around completely and turning like this when I'm wearing them, but yeah. So what do you think? It's giving me beachy vibes. So anyways, I'm gonna finish the other earring off camera, and I'll be back when they're done. I'm back. I figured I would just put these on and show you. They are pretty long. So I'm not sure about the length, and I'm also not sure about heaviness. They don't feel too heavy, but I'm kind of iffy about it. I'm kind of thinking they might do well as bookmark charms. I mean, I could turn them into a bracelet, each one into a bracelet, but I don't know. I just like the dangle effect. So if they were bookmark charms hanging off a bookmark, then there'd be the dangle effect still, but just not in my ears. So what do you think? Do you think this would make a nifty bookmark charm? Let me know. So yeah, I might try wearing them for most of a day coming up and see how my ears do. So all right, anyways, this is day 20. We'll be back tomorrow for day 21. Bye.